So very good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. So in earlier videos, we have discussed about what actually the scoping review, how it is different from SLR, meta-analysis, or with narrative review. And then we have discussed about what are the steps which you have to be follow if you are planning to do a scoping review on any particular topic. So in this video, we are going to discuss about next step. After writing the protocol for the scoping review, you have to be registered your protocols. The well-known registered for the registrations of the protocol for the literature review articles is Prospero. You might heard about Prospero. Prospero is well-known registered, which registered the protocol for systematic literature review. But what for if you are planning to register the scoping review in the Prospero, Prospero will deny it. Prospero is not registering the scoping review protocol. So what is the other option? So we have a other registers where you can register the scoping review protocol, and that other option is your OSF registered. So I am just going to share the screen to show you how you can do the registrations of your protocol in the OSF registration, that is your Open Science Framework. So I hope my Google page is visible. So you can see that you just type in a Google OSF registrations. You will get this website Open Science Framework. So just click on it, Open Science Framework. It will be open like this. So in this page, you have to go to the Open Science options. You can see that here is the Open Science. And under this, you can see that there is options pre-registration. So click on pre-registrations option. So once you click on pre-registrations options, so it will be open like this. So you can see that you can read few words about what actually the pre-registrations. Again, as its name indicate, pre-registrations means you are going to register your protocol before starting your work. So now you can see that there is options get started now. Just click on these options, get started now. And once you will click on it, it will be open like this, right? So I have already done the login. My login is there in the OSF registered. But if you are new to the OSF registers, you can create your login ID and passwords. You can do the login by ORCID ID as well, or you can create a new account and just do the login. It's freely available. You just create your login ID and passwords, and after login, it will be open like this. So you can see that there is a my OSF option is there where you can see your projects, where you can see your registrations. So if I am clicking on registrations, you can see that this is already submitted protocol by our team, particularly on common bacterial organisms. So all the registered protocols will be reflected in these options. Then you can see the my projects. So in projects, my projects, you can see that what are the different projects you are particularly working on. So if you are new to the OSF and you are planning to register your protocol, particularly scoping review protocol, so you have to go to the my projects, and here you can see the options here, create projects. So first step which you have to follow is you have to create the project in the OSF. So first step is you have to create your login ID and password. After login in this particular portal, you have to click on create projects, and in that one you have to add the title of the projects. So whatever the work means whatever the topic you have planned to do work on, you can add the title of that one. For example, I am just putting repurposing of drugs against bacterial infections. And if you remember, as per the guidelines, you have to mention in the title that it's a scoping review, right? So descriptions, you can add more descriptions here, but if you don't want to add, it's a optionals, you can, and just click on create projects. So after clicking on the create projects, your projects will be created in this registry, and just click on go to the projects. So once you go to this projects which is created in your OSF, that is just I have written now repurposing of drugs against bacterial infections, a scoping review. So you can see that there is an option to add it, where you can add other team members. You can see that contributors, you can click add it in the metadata, and here you can, so you can add, you can click on add it, and here you can add more contributors. And if you remember, I told you, particularly for the scoping review, we are involving a team. So obviously we have a more than one authors. So you can add, you can click here, add contributors. You can click on it and you can add the contributors from here. So your contributors, you have to add all the contributors which are involved in that particular scoping review. You can select the subjects under which subjects your scoping review falls in. And then you can go to your uh, this is your projects, these are your projects. Then you have to go to the registry. So your project is already created with the name repurposing of drugs against bacterial infection in scoping review. I just added any topics. You can create projects according to your topic. Then there is a options registry. So you have to click on registry, right? Registered, discovers. So you can see that here you have to be add a registrations. So in registry, you have to click on the registrations. And here step one is, do you have a content for registrations in existing OSF projects? So yes, you have a content. And which project do you want to register? So you have already created the created your project. That project name is repurposing of drugs against bacterial infections scoping review. So under that projects, you have to be, you can select it that you are going to register that one, and which type of register you would like to create. It's OSF pre-registered. OSF pre-registered. So you can click on create draft. So you can create a draft for this. So after selecting all these options, you can create a draft. So you can see that now you can see there is a different sections are there which you have to be filled. So you have to be, you can see that title of your scoping review. You can give the descriptions of your work. You can add more contributors, right? So from here you can add the contributors. You can add the affiliations of the institutes of these contributors. You can select the license, whether there is any license or no license. Then you can get you can select the years. You can select the subjects under which particular subjects your topic falls in, whether it is medicines related, health sciences, social and behavioral sciences, whatever it is. Then you have to click on next. So step by step, you have to fill all the informations in the OSF. You can see that the informations regarding what? The information regarding your studies, which you have planned. So that's why before going for a registrations of the studies protocol, you have to be write the protocol first, and after completion of protocol, register your protocol. Then you can just cut and copy paste from your protocol and add the informations here. Like you have to be add the hypothesis, on what hypothesis you are working. You have to be add the informations under section design plan. So under study types, you have to select the options. It depends upon your research questions, your titles, what you are looking for in the literature. And if you remember, I told you scoping review, you have a broad questions. So again, but you have to define what you are going to do, which type of study types you are going to include. So you can see that there is options whether you are going to include experimental studies, observational studies, or you are going for a meta-analysis, systematic review of published studies. So obviously we are going for a scoping review. So this is not applicable, but others options you have to select whether there is a blinding is involved or not, blind, single blind, double blind. Is there any additional blinding, study designs, or you can upload a file as well where you have mentions about the methodology sections. Randomizations is again optional. So there is some optional items are also there. So then you have to go to the next step, sampling plans. Then you have to go to the variables. Then you have to, if you have any analysis plan, so you have to mention in these sections. But obviously in scoping review, we don't have any statistical models or any plan to analyze the data. So again, it's a optional. That's why it's a optional. Then other informations which you want to disclose, you can disclose it. And final step is your review. In the review, you just review whatever the information you have added is right or wrong. And if you want any additions, you can do it. And after that, you can click on registers. Your protocol will be submitted to the OSF registry. So the beauty of OSF is there is, it will take very less time for the registration of the protocol. If you compare it with the Prospero registrations, Prospero will take time, but OSF will not take much more time. Within 1 or 2 days, your protocol will be registered and available publicly. So overall, it's very easy process to do the registrations of protocol of the scoping review. So you can see that these are the steps and these are the informations you have to be fill in. So again, I am repeating, first step which you have to be follow is what you have to do. You have to be open the OSF. First, you have to write the protocol. You have to be, again, I am just going to show you. You have to be click on get started now. And first step, you have to create your login ID and password. After that, you have to create the projects. So you can create the projects. You can go to the my OSF. You can create the projects. You just click on create projects and you can create it. I don't want to create multiple projects. So you can just click on create projects. After that, whenever your project has been created, you just go to the registry and you can register your protocols. So you can see that there is an option add registrations. It will ask you some questions and just create a draft. So draft will be created. In this one, you have to be added all the informations related to your protocol. As I said, title, descriptions, contributors, you have to be add. Obviously, there are more than one contributors. You can search it. If someone is already registered in OSF, it can easily be added. But if it's not, so you can register it. You can provide the email IDs of that person's and basic informations. So then you have to be add next study informations, then plan, then sampling, variables, analysis, others, and review, and just click on register and submit it. And after login, you will get the email as well, but you can check the status of your protocol. Just do the login in the OSF register. So I hope it's clear about how to register the protocol of the scoping review which you have planned. If you are getting any difficulties in the registrations of the protocol, please put your queries in the comment box. I will try to answer all the queries which are raised during the process, um, starting from the scoping review, then SLR, then meta-analysis, and then grade analysis. So this is about the registrations of the scoping review in the OSF registry. So thank you so much. If there is any questions, I am happy to take. Thank you.